Hey everyone, Charizze here. Welcome back or welcome to the channel where we're going to flip through my 2024 bullet journals. We have 2 notebooks to go through, so let's look back on all the spreads I filled this year. I used Arthur and Olive and Lila.grid journal, but let's get started with my Arthur and Olive notebook that I used for the first half of the year. I also have the monthly plan with me videos with step-by-step process in the channel in case you want to see how I made the setups, as well as the playlist of my 2024 bullet journal videos in the video description. So this is my 4th year bullet journaling. You will find my spreads to be artistic and heavily painted, just the way I wanted. I hope it's not a surprise to many of you, but just a disclaimer again in case you encountered a bullet journal for the first time, and if you're planning to, that your bullet journal doesn't need to be like this. And I can say that my bullet journal when I was starting is far from how it looks now. But my goal is combining productivity and art and to also use it as a way to improve this skill. So I hope this will serve as an inspiration and not a comparison to the way you want to journal, because that will only hinder the joy of bullet journaling. So reject that negative thought or feeling already and just focus on progress, not perfection. Like I've said before, I have built my preferences over the time, such as the supplies, the kind of paper in a notebook, for example, how I like to use my bullet journal, what works and what doesn't, but I also try new layouts and themes or adjust them depending on the circumstance, I guess, and just create what I need for the following month. I kind of implemented that more towards the end of the year, which I will explain later. I mentioned about the paper, so I usually go for 160 GSM paper or above, which is the thickness of the paper that can hold watercolors, because that is what I use mostly for my illustrations, and with an absorbent surface as much as possible. This Arthur and Olive is my second book from the brand. I really enjoyed the first notebook I used, but honestly, I got surprised with the paper surface for this journal because it has a coating that made it quite difficult to paint with watercolors, but I'm not stopping myself to use an Arthur and Olive product in the future because as a small business owner now, I grasped how manufacturers can change materials sometimes without prior notice, so that could have happened as well for Arthur and Olive, so they deserve grace for that. Let's actually talk about my spreads, but I won't be explaining each setup if you don't mind. I'm just going to share general thoughts. So I've done a lot of interactive ideas this year as well. The pieces in this journal are bulky and it's literally going to explode. And having these interactive elements truly kept me engaged with my bullet journal. But there are still some pages that I don't get to use or don't get to fill much, especially when I'm busy or sometimes when I have repetitive tasks for 4 consecutive days, for example. I just, leave them blank. Sometimes I write them in retrospect. Yeah, we can all be honest here. What I mean by that is sometimes I only get to write the tasks when I already completed them. I incorporated my Bible devotional plans here as well that I took from the Bible app. But last August, I'm officially planted in a ministry called Fivefold or 5F. I finally found a home where I'm supposed to stay and grow. It's a Book of Acts kind of church that embraces the fullness of Jesus. So next year, instead of devotionals, I will be switching the layout to sermon notes because all the teachings here are so meaty and very timely to my current situation, week by week. I've been a baby Christian for so long, and being here helped me grow with the right nutrition to mature. And I also got delivered from many oppression from the enemy, especially a religious spirit, which hindered me from seeing God rightfully. And honestly, this caused a lot of church hurt to many, but I'm so grateful for the environment in this church because it is so loving and humble, especially the leader. And no wonder it attracts many people because the light is just radiating here. Anyway, that's the change that comes for next year in terms of my faith related spreads. I had my go to spreads for most of the months, such as a cover, calendar, monthly plans, weeklies, and review or reflection. But around November to December is when I started to create what I only need or what can only be used, because these months are usually a hectic time for me. So instead of making weeklies or reviews, I only made task list pages for all my tasks throughout each month. And I'm happy that I did because I know for a fact that the setups I enjoy to make are time consuming. So I got to save more time for the last couple months and was able to create and film them in just 3 days instead of 5 or more. So we are now flipping through my second notebook from Lila Journals. I must say I truly enjoyed the quality of this notebook and it's totally my style. The pages have a very slight coat, but not so much like the Archer and Olive. Like when you run your fingers on the page, you can still feel a bit of tooth, which is a good indicator. Plus, I also like the color of the dots. They are not distracting. I really do enjoy including interactive pieces in my journal. However, I cannot promise that I will be doing as much next year because I am a parent and my little boy is starting school next year. I still want to use my bullet journal and be able to share them with you here, so there's probably some adjustments to be made. I still have yet to find out the flow of everything. I work hard, but I don't want to overwork. You know, there's a difference between the two. I'm also going to spend more time with my shop because I have a precious child to send to school. I'm just so excited to bring you more products and designs that you'll enjoy using on your journals and creative projects. And speaking of my shop, I was dedicated to offer my bullet journal themes in digital form early this year, and I apologize for not keeping up with it. But I just honestly didn't feel like it's worth it. At least for now. I know some of you like them, but I just came to a point where I made them my least priority when it comes to my shop. A factor too is that they didn't sell well so far, but I guess I'll still go with my own pace and just make them available in blank options, but I will keep the dated files in your purchase for your reference so you can see how I use them. I think I love every theme I've done in these notebooks, but if I were to rank them from my most to least favorite, the library theme in August will be the most favorite. Any book themed setup is my favorite, I guess. But let's see if that's gonna change next year. And then I'll have October, April, May, January, December, February, March, July, September, June, and November. How about you? I would love to know which month or months are your favorite, or if you want to rank them, it would be fun to know as well. please leave them in the comment section below. I hope this flip through inspired you to bullet journal or just journaling whatever you want, whether it's minimal or artistic and interactive like mine. But we're almost at the end of this video. It has been a great year of bullet journaling again. Thank you all so much for always tuning in and supporting my Plan With Me videos. A new year is almost here, so I hope you're excited about my 2025 bullet journal setup video, which is coming up next. So remember to subscribe and click or tap the notification bell to be the first to watch. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful time this season with your loved ones. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Bye!